What's up, y'all? It's your girl Clover. If this is your first time on my channel, I post travel videos, book reviews, tribe chats. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So today I'm in this nice cozy chair because we're gonna have a chat. The girls on Instagram is saying that travel is expensive, and I'm gonna give it to you. Travel can be expensive. Yes, it is expensive because it is a luxury. But in this video, I'm gonna break down for you how I afford to travel to different countries, different cities, different states, whatever you wanna. So people always say, oh, you got money, you must be rich. How you afford to go all these places?
Bling, bling, bling. Bitches is mad.
Blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you, you do not have to be rich to travel. You just need to know how to manage your money, how to use it to your benefit, which is why I'm breaking this video up in two parts. The first part is going to be how I manage my money in order to travel. The second part is going to be how I fund my travel, which is how I make my money to travel. And honestly, all of these tips that I'm going to give you, anybody can do it. Anybody. Not just me, not just somebody, Instagram influencer, everybody. So get your paper and your pen and get ready to take some notes. So the biggest expense for travel is gonna be your hotel, right? Your hotel, Airbnb, your house, whatever. There are a few things that I do in order to make my stay inexpensive. So my first piece of advice is when it comes to where you're gonna stay, we all love a good resort, but sis, you do not need to blow a bag on a resort. Like if you're looking for an inexpensive trip, you're gonna wanna be on Airbnb, you're gonna wanna be looking at hotels, you're gonna wanna look at whatever your choice is that's not a 5-star resort. Say for example, for me, I prefer to stay near locals because you're gonna find good Airbnb deals. When I was in Costa Rica, I met a friend who said she got her Airbnb for a month for $400. $400. That's exactly what we did as well. We were staying in a spot that was about 15 minutes from the top of the mountain, the beach, everything that we wanted to be near. But that price went way, way, way down from what it would have been if we would have stayed right next to the beach or right next to, you know, the mountains or whatever it was. So one of the things that I do, if I know I want to stay somewhere long-term, I look for long-term discounts. Some hotels, and I know Airbnb for sure, if you're staying for more than a couple of days, like say 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, they'll offer long-term discounts. Sometimes Airbnb will put it on there automatically, or sometimes you just ask and you shall receive. Hit the host up and say, hey, if I want to stay for 3 weeks, if I want to stay for 4 weeks, you know, can you offer me some type of deal? And I mean, you never know until you ask. If you're a hotel girl, one of the things that you should do is definitely look into rewards. So say for example, the Marriott. I know someone who travels often for work and they have a Marriott membership or something like that. Basically, anytime they stay at this hotel, they get free nights at a hotel. I know people who do the same thing with like casinos. If you're a gambler, a lot of the casinos will offer you free stays at hotels because they want you to come spend your money at the hotel. So the next highest expense is probably going to be food. Now, there are a few ways that you can save money on food. Number one is skip the Americanized like restaurants. Go to a family-owned restaurant, like a restaurant that is owned by somebody from that country, from that place or whatever. Like here in New Orleans, there are so many restaurants and some of them are mad expensive, and then you got some small family-owned restaurants that are less expensive, and those are the ones that's good. Those are the ones that slap. Me and Ari, we were in Costa Rica. We literally, both of us ate breakfast, a full spread, and it was like $8 US. Same thing in Mexico. We went to a local family spot and I think we both got tacos and plantains and everything, and I think the bill was like $10, $11. But y'all want to go to Taboo. We went to Taboo and ran up like $150, and we didn't even eat that much. Another thing that you're gonna want to do, especially if you're staying for a few days or like a week or maybe a month, you're gonna want to go grocery shopping. I know you're on vacation, you don't want to cook, blah 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 blah, but if you really want to save the money, go grocery shopping. And also it's pretty cool to see like the different stores and stuff like that, and just to see, you know, what they have to offer. Whenever I was in Costa Rica, I thought it was pretty cool to see like all the different brands and stuff that they have, and like what American brands they have, and I don't know, it was a nice experience for me. But at the end of the day, it is about saving money, and you also get fresh produce. When we were in Mexico, we would go grocery shopping once a week, probably spend $25 to $30 on our grocery list for 2 people, which like $25 for 2 people for a week. When I was in Virginia Beach for my anniversary trip, we did eat out at restaurants on our special day, but all the other days we went right to Food Lion and we bought some food and we cooked, and we had a nice dinner at home, which if you know how to cook, a home cooked meal is always gonna be the restaurant. But yeah, definitely save money by going grocery shopping. So after your lodging and your food, the next expense is probably gonna be transportation. Before we get into what I have to say about transportation, I literally forgot one of the most important things, which is how to find a cheap flight. Now, if you're not already taking advantage of apps like Hopper that let you see the cheapest day to fly on and also lets you freeze your price point, say you find something for like $100, you can, you know, freeze that $100 and buy it a couple days later. You should also be using the incognito window on your browser to look for flights on Google Flight or whatever else you might use to find your flights. The reason you want to make sure your browser is incognito is so that your data from your laptop is not tracked. If a website is tracking your data, that means that they can see how many times you've searched for this flight, and that means they're going to keep raising that price on you because they know you need that flight. They know you're trying to go to Bali because you let them know. So make sure you use that incognito window to search for your cheap flights. Look, I know it's Uber everywhere. You don't need an Uber, I promise you. You don't need an Uber. If you want to save money, once again, if you want to save money, you're gonna need a less expensive option. After an Uber to the restaurant, and then to the club, and then back home, you already just spent $50 to $80 right there. You could have took public transportation and spent $5. Now I know everybody's not a public transportation girly, but I am. And look, when we were in Costa Rica, it was 50 cents to get on the bus. When I tell you we were going everywhere, every single little place. When I was in Canada, they have public transportation. They got the trains. I think it's called like a Presto or something. I don't know what it's called, but you get the little card and you go where you gotta go. Like, same thing with Mexico, the Colectivo, $1 to ride the Colectivo. And it takes you everywhere you need to go. We were in Costa Rica, we could literally go from one city to the next city for $6. 2-3 hour drives in between. Like, public transportation is your friend. Use it. So after your lodging, your transportation, and your food, the next expense is probably gonna be activities. Okay, your girl loves a good activity. I love me some jet skis, zip lining, banana boat, oh my God, parasailing. I love to do all of that. But before I go look at all those expensive activities and excursions, I go look at the free ones. National parks, botanical gardens, beaches, mountains, like go on a hike. What else? See if there's a free concert around, free comedy show, drag show. Go see if there's an art district. I remember in Virginia we had so much fun. We brought our skates and just skated down the sidewalks and stuff, looking at all the beautiful art in Virginia. That was top 10 experience. Literally, I type in free things to do in Miami. You know, you never know what you might find that's free. Fill your itinerary with the free things first, and then go and look at the things that you want to do, like parasailing, jet skiing, etc. Also, whenever you are booking, especially if you're booking like with somebody in person, don't be afraid to bargain. Bargaining will get you where you need to go, honey. I'm trying to tell you, like, at the end of the day, they're salespeople. They need to make their money. They need the numbers. So if I have $50 and it's $62, are you gonna take this 50 or not? Because I can take this 50 and go do something else, you know? Another way to save money is to find you one dependable travel friend. Find you that one person who you know is gonna be down to go on a trip, because when you split the cost, that's gonna save you so much money. If you can split it 3 ways, that's gonna save you so much more money. Say I find me a long-term Airbnb in Belize for $700 a month. If I split that $700, that's $350 a month. Like, when we go to a restaurant, I'm like, I want to try this, but I also want to try that. And I know you want to try this. So let's order both and split the cost. Like, get you a good friend and split the cost. Okay, now let's get down to the money. Let's get down to the money. First and foremost, I have to say that I have a job. I have a job. I got a work from home job. If you don't got one, get one of those because it is a game changer. It allows you to work from anywhere. As long as I have internet and my laptop, computer, maybe you might need a printer. I don't know what you need for your job, but if you get a work from home job, you can travel more often. It is not a high class executive job. It's just a regular job. Like, I work a regular job just like everybody else, and that's how I know if I can afford to travel, you can afford to travel. Now, dealing with finances for a lot of us can be really stressful. Number one thing that you need to do is make a budget. Like, I know y'all probably rolling your eyes, oh my god, so boring, a budget. I know, but it really helps. Like, people would not be telling you to make a budget if it was not helpful, okay? If you know what you're spending and you know what you're making, then you can see how much I have left over to do the other things that I really want to do. Now, if you have a problem with, oh, I don't have a lot left over at the end of the month after all my expenses, that's where you need to start paying yourself first. Pay yourself first. This is the best thing I could have learned this year. Pay yourself first. The reason it's important to pay yourself first is because at the end of the month, after you done went to 6 restaurants, 5 bars, let your friend borrow $100, paid all your bills, like, you don't have any money left over to put into your savings or to put towards traveling. At the beginning of the month, I pay my rent, I pay my utilities, and then I pay myself. And everything after that, even if I run out of money at the end of the month because I pay my bills and I pay myself first, I don't got enough money to go to the bar on January 25th, who cares? Stay in the house those next 5 days because you know that that's going to pay off later on. Hey, I wasn't able to buy a ton of clothes last year, but I went to Haiti, I went to Mexico, I went to Costa Rica, I went to wherever, all these places that I wanted to go, and it's because I stuck to my budget and paid myself first. So now that we have budgeted our money correctly and we know where everything is going, now we need to hop on the side hustles and figure out how to make more money. One easy way that y'all probably know about now because it's so popular is to Airbnb your place. If you know you're going to be gone for a week, 3 weeks, put that room, put that house on Airbnb and you can make hundreds, maybe even $1,000 something just from a short-term stay. Like, you never know. Me and Ari, when it was time for us to do our summer trips, right before then, we rented out our place just on the weekends, and that paid for a majority of our trip, just the weekends. The most work you have to do is making the page, and then of course the cleaning after your guests leave. We had all good experiences, no one stole anything, broke anything. And if you want more details on this, I have a whole other video that we did right before we left on preparing for our Airbnb guests, and basically I broke down our budget and stuff too on there, so y'all definitely go check that video out. Another way that you can make money is by selling things on Facebook Market, Depop, Poshmark. There are all types of apps and websites that you can make money on. For me, I have a lot of clothes that I've grown out of. I barely wore them once, probably not twice, and I can sell them on Depop and make some good money. This might sound backwards at first, but another way to save money while you travel is to get travel credit cards or just good credit cards in general. If you are not taking advantage of these credit cards and their rewards and all their freebies, you're missing out. You're missing out. Simply, you're missing out. Whether you go with something like Delta and you get free miles and hotels and stuff like that just from your everyday purchases, or you go with like Citibank or Capital One is what I use, and you get cash back on all your purchases. Like, that's free money. Why would I not do that? High interest savings accounts. Why would I not take advantage of that?